Hi everyone, this is another timeless reading that's for somebody out there. Thank you for joining me today. If you're a returning viewer, welcome back. If you're new to the channel, I'll just explain that I use the slideshow format because I actually channel when I write, and this format allows me to present my content on YouTube. I hope you'll enjoy the video. In terms of these for somebody readings, they aren't intended to be general readings. They're timeless readings, and I hope that they'll find the people they're meant for at the right time. So if this reading is for you, it will resonate. If it's not for you, there might still be a reason you were drawn to the reading. It's always my intention that anyone who comes across any reading I do will gain something from it. And that might be an insight or a piece of wisdom or even just the opportunity to consider something from a different perspective. So if you're here, please do check out the video. I'm sure the universe brought you here for a reason. Okay, so this is our spread for this reading. If you're interested in the decks that I've used, I will list them on a slide at the end of the reading. Now, this was a little bit of an unusual start because I normally start by pulling the oracle cards. And with the first oracle card I pulled, I felt guided to use mermaid decks for the rest of the spread. So that's a little bit different because I'm normally guided to each individual deck that I'll be using. But this time I just got mermaid decks and I went with that. And it's interesting, but as I was writing out the channeling, I wondered if this reading might be for someone who has an interest in mermaids. And then I had the little mermaid pop into my head. And then I was thinking, oh yeah, there are some red-haired mermaids in this spread. And while I was having that thought, I had Under the Sea pop into my head. So Spirit was giving me big time confirmation that this reading is for someone who loves that movie and loves that song. And that actually feels so specific that if you're not a fan of that movie, this might not be your reading. But it was interesting anyway. I will start with the reading here. It was interesting to see three major arcana cards show up when we've only got 4 tarot cards. So I feel like this is kind of a big reading as well. Now the card at the bottom of the deck is the Judgment card, which is a card about spiritual awakening. Now in this card, the artwork shows mermaids in bubbles. So some of these mermaids have emerged from their bubbles in response to the call to awaken, while we still see other mermaids who are still trapped in theirs. Now, the ones who have awakened are the ones who will now be living in authenticity with their soul identity and purpose, and the ones who haven't awakened are still leading a more egoic existence. Now, the Judgment card relates to Pluto, which is the planet we associate with transformation, and it is the ruler of the zodiac sign of Scorpio. The first tarot card here is the Hermit card, which relates to Virgo. This is a card of solitude and introspection. The Hermit is someone who brings light to the dark, and with this card being in the past position, I'm seeing this as indicating that this is someone who has done a lot of inner work. They've faced their shadows and they've done the healing. Moving into the present position, we have the Strength card, which relates to Leo. This card is about inner strength and courage, and the image on this card is of a whale breaking free from a net, and we also see a mermaid guiding and encouraging this whale. So putting these two cards together, I guess this person has been trapped, and it took all that shadow work and healing for them to become someone who was strong enough to free themselves from that net, from that state of entrapment. Now, we don't have the Devil card shown in this spread, but I'm definitely feeling that entrapped energy as devil energy. So this person felt like they had no options and no freedom in the past, but they've managed to overcome that. And I say that because the first oracle card here has the message, all is calm upon these shores. And that made me think of the Six of Swords in tarot, because the Six of Swords card is one where someone is in transition from a place that's difficult and turbulent, and they're mid-transition, they're heading towards somewhere that's more calm and peaceful. But with this message on this first oracle card, I feel like this person has got there. So it's like the end of that Six of Swords journey. So they have escaped that devil energy and now they are on calmer shores, which is really fantastic. Now, the last tarot card here is the Knight of Cups, and this traditionally is a card that is about the expression of love or admiration. So the Knight of Cups in this spread, I feel, is indicating that this is someone who is admiring this person who has escaped from this devil energy. So the image in this Knight of Cups card is a little different to the traditional image, because in the traditional image, the knight is seen presenting their cup. In this image, though, the knight appears to be resting his cup down while he's gazing into the depths of the ocean. Now, this is a mermaid deck, so I'm assuming that it's a mermaid that he's gazing at, but he's unable to give her the cup that he wants to give her. And that's because she's somewhere a little bit further from him, in a place that he can't quite get to. And that's interesting. So I guess in terms of a human storyline, this is meaning that there is a Knight of Cups that's admiring this person from afar, but for whatever reason they can't come in with their cup. There's something stopping this Knight of Cups from approaching this person at this time. Now, we did have that the person we're talking about has been in hermit energy, and then we have that storyline of them being trapped with the devil energy. So I think they've been through a very long, very lonely, very difficult journey. So that devil energy could actually have been like a relationship that was abusive in some way. So even though they've escaped that situation, they might still be a bit defensive and a bit wary of people. And I think that might be why they're difficult to reach at this point. So they still feel safer keeping their distance from people, and that's understandable. There is an oracle card here titled Trust, and I think that is a problem for this person still. They are afraid to trust people, and so it will take time for anyone to win this person's trust. But I'm seeing how this trust card is right next to the card that's talking about calm shores, which is good. So even if it hasn't happened yet, this person will gradually start to see that they are safe in their new situation, and that will mean that over time they will start to relax and let their guard down. It's just a matter of time, I think. Now, I feel like the last oracle card message is for this Knight of Cups because it's titled Wait. This card is right above that Knight of Cups card, and he does look in that card like he is waiting. He's doing the right thing, I think. Now, I forgot to say it earlier, but the suit of cups does relate to the water signs, and I personally tend to see the Knight of Cups as a Piscean energy. But with water sign energy, we could well be talking about someone who is intuitive and empathic and possibly even psychic. So I think the Knight is reading the situation correctly. They're seeing that it's not the right time for them to approach this person. They're waiting for a better time when this person's energy becomes more open and receptive. The message on that last oracle card is don't rush into action right now. Bide your time for better results. So yes, exactly. That's exactly the advice the Knight needs, but I think he understands that already. He's just going to be admiring from a distance for now, even though he really would like to come in. He knows that the timing has to be right for that. And I also just remembered that we started with the Judgment card, and I think that has to be a significant point as well. So I'm thinking of all the bubbles that the mermaids were trapped in, and so maybe this Knight actually does get it because he's been through a similar experience himself. So he might be recognizing the energy that she's in, because he was also that way for a while after he escaped whatever experience that was trapping him. So he knows what it's like to be unsure and untrusting, and he knows that time will be the thing that changes that energy. Now that's actually looking like the end of the reading for me. So it's been quite a short reading, but I hope you've enjoyed it. And I know I should actually just say I've been using the male pronoun for the Knight and assuming that the Knight was admiring a female character, but I just want to remind you all that this is just something my mind tends to do, and it's easy for me to read the story based on how it looks on the cards, and that's just a human flaw. So tarot cards are actually energies, and that means that any of the characters that come up in any tarot reading can actually be of any gender. So if the story resonates, don't worry if the gender pronouns I've used here aren't the right ones. It's still going to be your reading if the story fits with your situation. Okay, so that's the end of the reading. In terms of the decks I used today, the tarot deck was the Mermaid Tarot. The oracle decks were the Dreamweaver's Oracle, Messages from the Mermaids, and Magical Mermaids and Dolphins. And the crystal I've used here is a dolphin that's made of new jade. Finally, thank you for your support. If you enjoyed this video or found it helpful, please give the video a like or make a comment. Please share the video if you think it would be of interest to other people. If you would like to be notified of the videos that I upload in the future, please subscribe to the channel. Also, if you enjoyed this video, you can check out some of the other videos that I've uploaded already. And if you would like to support me on Facebook, here's a little thumbnail image of what my Facebook blog page looks like. Anyway, thanks for staying to the end. I hope that I will see you again in a future video.